Every year, well-funded expeditions and veteran scientists enter the deep brush, and every year, a percentage of them vanish. They leave behind no equipment, no distress signals, and not a single clue to mark their final position. This occurs across a basin covering roughly 2.7 million square miles. The forest is a geographical anomaly so vast it effectively swallows the borders of Brazil, Peru, and Colombia. At ground level, the physiological barrier is absolute. The canopy weaves together so tightly that sunlight never reaches the forest floor, trapping the interior in a state of perpetual twilight. Even with modern GPS and satellite tracking, the environment is dense enough to kill radio waves and blind sensors, successfully erasing humans from the modern map. This landscape operates as a natural fortress, enforcing a set of physical laws that explicitly exclude human survival. The ecosystem's baseline design is lethal to anyone who steps off a boat unprepared. To understand why people vanish, we have to look at the predators evolved to hide in this specific green wall. The green anaconda is the first logical suspect. It is an apex constrictor capable of silently ambushing a human adult in shallow water, crushing their ribcage and consuming them entirely. Then there are the microthreats. The poison dart frog delivers a neurotoxin through mere skin contact, turning a simple brush against a leaf into a fatal respiratory failure. These creatures function as a biological filtration system. They are the primary reason why careless explorers never make it past the first few miles. Yet animal attacks leave biological remains, shredded gear, or scattered bones. Predators can explain the deaths, but they cannot account for the total, traceless vanishing of entire expeditions. Deep within the darkness, uncontacted tribes live in total isolation from modern civilization. These populations maintain complex human architecture that remains perfectly camouflaged within the deep jungle. These groups view the outside world as a source of disease and violence. They defend their unmarked borders with extreme, silent prejudice. An expedition wandering into these invisible territories can be neutralized by locals who leave no forensic trail for authorities to follow, effectively making the intruders part of the landscape. The Amazon enforces its own boundaries through these highly adapted populations, functioning as an independent territory where modern laws are superseded by ancient survival logic. Beyond the physical threats, there is the psychological collapse induced by extreme isolation and the disorientation of the terrain. Indigenous cultures attribute the eerie noises of the night not to animals, but to spirits. For an outsider, the constant paranoia of being watched by something unseen begins to break the mind. This is jungle madness, a state of panic where humans, facing total darkness and sensory deprivation, eventually drop their gear and run blindly into the void until they expire. Even if an explorer survives the predators and the tribes, the sheer psychological weight of the Amazon is often enough to make a human mind destroy itself. The biological lethality, the hidden territorial defenses, and the psychological weight of the isolation converge into a single, cohesive barrier. This landscape remains one of the final regions on the planet that effectively rejects human conquest through its own inherent design. Stepping into a forest that never gives back what it takes requires a level of courage or hubris that few possess. If you're ready to see more of the world's most dangerous frontiers, like and subscribe for our next investigation.